Hi, welcome to OC15, a single-player demo of Orb and Crown. I'm El Condoro, the mod designer, and what I hope to do in this series is to take you through a single-player campaign of Orb and Crown in 15-minute videos. I'll start with the basics of downloading and installing the mod and starting a campaign. Each 15-minute video will then go through all aspects of each turn, including the various decisions the player makes, the lore of the campaign world, and anything else that seems relevant. For the decisions, I won't say which is best, and we'll leave that to you, and for this playthrough I'll be using a random generator to say yes or no, basically. So I hope you'll enjoy the series and give me your feedback here on the videos or on the forum or Discord channel linked in the description below. So let's start with where to find the files and Orb and Crown to download. Okay, as you can see, I'm on the Strategic Command series Matrix Forum and Strategic Command World War II World at War. Of course, the one that I want from the different from the different forums is the Mods and Scenarios one. So I'll click on that. And once that opens up, I scroll down a little bit, you'll see that Orb and Crown Fantasy Warfare mod for Strategic Command World at War is there to click on. So once you click on that, there's a short description about what the campaign entails. There is a link at the bottom here to the YouTube channel and Discord channels. There is an excellent after action report, AAR here, which I'll be referring to in the playthrough as well. But for now, what we need is the files, which are here, and the download instructions are also given here, but I'll show you as we go through. When you click on the link, you are taken across to a public Dropbox folder. You'll see there are two files there, one for the campaigns and one for the actual mod itself. So when you hover over the to the right of each file, you can download them individually, or you can download the whole lot from here. Now this one here is 90 megabytes in size. The campaigns folder, campaigns files and folders, and the mods is 37 megabytes. Should take, well, I won't say should, because who knows what your internet speed is like, but for mine it takes around about a minute to a minute and a half to download those, and I'm in Australia where the download speeds are not great. Hopefully yours will just be more or less instantaneous. Alright, once they've downloaded, I'm going to go across to the download folder and also where to install them and go through that. I've set up the folders alongside each other on my screen. You might not have it set up like that, so I'm just going to go the very simple way of moving files from one folder to another and not go into any of the drag and drop options that are available. So on the right hand side of the screen is the downloads folder with the two files that have been downloaded. On the right hand side of the screen is my My Games Strategic Command World at War folder setup. Now I've created two folders that won't actually be used. I'll be using the normal campaigns and mods ones, but just to show you what it actually looks like and how I go about doing it, I've created these two here, just singular of campaigns and singular of mod. So the proper one is campaigns. I'll just go into that, deleting the files that were there. Alright, so the simplest way to move it across, well, I don't know if that's simple, that's a subjective term. I'm just going to right click on it here and I'm going to cut it. You can copy it if you're not sure what's going to happen with it in transit. Then go across to the campaigns folder and just right click, paste it in, and there's the file there. Now I use WinRAR to zip up and unzip files, so I'm just going to right click and go to extract here. I want to move this folder. And WinRAR goes away and does the stuff and installs or extracts those files. So that's for the campaign file, campaign structure again, and I want to go into the mods folder, pick up the file over here, right click and cut, over here right click and paste, right click and extract here. Right, so now as far as we're ready, as far as we're concerned in terms of the files, we're ready to go. So that's what we'll do. I'll go across to Strategic Command, World at War. So here we are in Strategic Command, World at War, the opening screen that we know and love. And the first thing that I'm going to do is change it. Go into Settings, click on that, and the Mods button down here. So we've got Orb and Crown down the bottom here because they were installed into our mods folder. Now it says 0.5, even though we're using 0.51. There weren't any changes made to the mods between 0.5 and 0.51, so it stays the same. Click it on, click OK, click OK again, and now we have the Orb and Crown screen, and that's dead giveaway that you're using the mod. Alright, so we go straight into single player. Look for the correct campaign, Orb and Crown 0.51 World at War, and there's the screen for it there. So this is a fantasy war game in which ancient empires and emerging kingdoms vie for power and wealth during the years 2400 to 2405. Right, so before we go into that, I'm going to have a bit of a look at the victory conditions of this particular campaign. And you can see that what needs to be taken by me as the allies is I need to occupy Watersbend Castle, which is up here. That's what I start off with. I'm probably, well, not probably, I am going to lose that, but I've got to get it back again if I hope to win this game. Defeat Mittelheim and Guatenheim. So there's Mittelheim, there's Guatenheim just down here. That doesn't look like they're too far away, and they're not. That's for a minor victory. But if I want to win properly, a major victory, I've got to capture Sigridheim here, Guatenpeak here, which is fine, I would have done that for a minor victory, and Adrianople, which is the capital of Potentia over here. That is the hard one. That's the one that really takes a lot of doing. Alright, so that tells me what the victory conditions are for me. If I was playing a multiplayer game, and eventually, once I get an AI for the allies set up, if I was playing the adversaries, it tells me that I've got to hold on to the main capital here, capture the city of Castile here, Militus down here, and Watersbend Castle up there. But we're not worried about that because I'm playing as the allies. That's what I need to do. Okay, so they're the victory conditions. Now I'm going to click on Play Campaign. I have to choose allies. There's no, I can't play the adversaries yet. And I'm going to do something that I haven't done before because I want to try this out to see how it goes. I'm going to make the difficulty veteran rather than the normal, because I want the AI to have some advantages and just see how it goes with them having those advantages. So they get spotting of +1 experience. All additional AI units doing so will make combat results more favorable to the AI, and +10% to their MPPs. So military production points, which are known as gold pieces in Orb and Crown. So I'm going to see how that goes in this first playthrough here. Click on OK, and we'll watch as the adversaries have their first turn. The settings that I have here, make sure Fog of War is on. If it's not, all sorts of strange things will happen for an AI game. Weather on, retreats, yes, all of these things should stay on. The advanced section here, I don't know how you've got it set up. This is how I've got it set up, and that's fine the way it is. Don't have 3D units on. You don't want your fantasy units looking like this, and the ships on the sea looking like that, because that is just kind of weird. Righto, are we ready to go? I think so. I turn the messages off for the AI turn, but if you want to see the messages there, you can turn it on. Quick animation. I don't like it because quick animation doesn't show the numbers that, like for example, if you've got an air attack and you want to see what the enemy loses in your air attack, quick animation doesn't show that, so I leave it off. I want to see what sort of damage I'm doing to the enemy, basically. Righto, that is it. Let's go. This is the opening screen for Orb and Crown. Gives you an idea of where the different countries are around the world. And of course, a lot of people, in fact everyone, will probably start off with this and think, what the heck is going on? What are all these countries? What do they do? How do they relate to each other? And of course, that's part of the fun of the game, is learning all of that sort of stuff. But I'll try and give you a bit of the campaign lore of the campaign world as we go through it. Right, so Draka the Dreadworm is attacking Ang Nord. He is the most powerful unit on the board, without any doubt at all. And the opening turns will look really, really bad for the allies. They will be attacked also in the south, in the lands of the ancients, and the Golden Carnate, which is doing that attack just then, will roll over a lot of things in its empire building. We'll have a look at that in a minute on the map itself. Alright, so Draka's attack is very effective to start off with, and his goal is that capital there of Water's Bend. What he's planning to do is to try to take over Water's Bend as the capital of the heir to the Ang throne, and usurp his position. Alright, the combat losses: we lost a militia in Hawks and a militia also down in the south. Okay, so before we go any further, this is just telling us what we've already seen. Right, so we have the background here. Now for these playthroughs, I'm actually going to read them all the way through and just make sure that I've covered off all of the background information there. Right, the Emerald Imperium, what's this about? The three artifacts that comprise the Emerald Imperium are coveted by the rulers of the world. The powers conferred upon the one who possesses all three are legendary. Two have fallen out of the annals of the world, but the location of the Scepter of Might is known. Since its refashioned form was bestowed upon the ruler of Angford as a gift from the Heimdall dwarves, it has been the symbol of Angford's power, known as the Mithril Scepter, kept in Huntington and taken to Water's Bend occasionally. Today is one of those occasions, and Prince Amund is distracted by its presence. The surprise attack of the Dreadworm has emphasized to you the importance of keeping the scepter safe. Removing it to Donsborough and raising an army to strike back at the attackers is vital. Then you can set about finding the other artifacts of the Emerald Imperium. Sages have determined where the Orb and Crown are likely to be in the victory conditions. So we have the three artifacts there: the Orb of Dominion, the Crown of Rulership, and the Scepter of Might, known as the Mithril Scepter. That is the only one that is known, its location is known. War of the Mithril Scepter has commenced. The army of Draka the Dreadworm has swarmed across the Desrin Valley, heading east towards Water's Bend, the capital of the Ang Nord. Leading them, mounted astride the ancient worm, is Hrothgar's dragon son, who claims the throne of Ang Nord as his own. The army of Prince Amund, the current ruler of Ang Nord, has been caught unawares, its defences unprepared and its warriors complacent. The fiery breath of the Dreadworm and the blood-curdling yells of Hrothgar's warriors will soon awaken them from their reverie. So this has been a surprise attack and has caught everybody unprepared and unaware. That's the background and the context of it. This is information for the game itself, and the last of the three opening screens. For Ang Nord, Prince Amund will come under intense pressure early in the game and is advised to hold Water's Bend as long as possible with his army while retiring himself to Donsborough to raise forces. Armed smugglers will assist with 50 gold pieces for 10 turns. The Dreadworm is a mighty foe with a long range, so be wary. Long range as in 8 hexes. The ancient civilization is likely to be attacked by the Golden Carnate from the east and should look diplomatic diplomatically to Qinghua and Sanai for assistance. Arctio, of course, is to the north for Angnord only. To discover Arctio, the North Pole, requires sea warfare, which they've already got, and invasion. 1 chit is already invested in at the start. A transport, long-range transport, an explorer unit, and an optional leader unit for extra supply support. You can do it without the leader, but it's much easier with one. Angford, if you want to, I'll just read it. Invest in gunpowder research if planning to take the decision to use sappers against Mermont. And they are the symbols of the different countries here. Angford and Angnord use this coat of arms. Malkan, the Ancients, and the Tribal League. Alright, so they're the 3 opening screens, and this is where we find ourselves at the beginning. Now, that's 15 minutes, so thank you for watching. I'll see you with the next episode.